Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Thanks a lot for Marine Money for inviting us. I'm very glad that today we have a very distinguished panel to talk about the new visions and how the new players are doing in the Chinese leasing market. I'm Guan, as introduced just now. I'm a partner of Boston Farley and Williams. I will just spend a little bit time to introduce the panelists in English and also in Chinese. And then with the panelists and also Kevin, we agree that it's actually easier to have a discussion here in Chinese. So in the panel discussion, we will use Chinese. So if you need the translator, I think you can get it now. Okay, I will start from my left-hand side. On my left-hand side is Mr. Zhang of Shandong Shipping Tanker. 张浩总是山东海运邮轮公司的，我看看啊，您是总经理、副总经理，对，对。然后那个旁边是张纯奇先生，张纯奇总，他是这个
So let me introduce our panelist.
总经理 of the Seacon Shipping Development.
Mr. Hao Zhang, Vice General Manager of Shandong Shipping Tanker, and Chunqi Zhang, General Manager of the Seacon Ships Development Group, and Judy Zhu, the General Manager of Yinxing Financial Leasing, and Mao Xiuyin, Deputy General Manager of CDB Financial Leasing.
And then we also have Mr. Mao Xiuyin. Mr. Mao Xiuyin is the Deputy General Manager of CZB Financial Leasing. 毛信银先生，他是这个浙银租赁的副总经理。好，那然后我们今天就开始我们的这个 panel discussion.
So let's continue our panel discussion. Firstly, I give my question for the panelists on my left. They are the ship owners. So I think that for Shandong Shipping and for Seacon ships, you are a veteran in China's shipping industry. So my first question is, would you please share your recent development and also your take on these shipping markets? What are the new trends here? What are the new opportunities here? Can you please share with us your observations? First of all, I'd like to thank Marine Money for inviting us to this conference and give us this opportunity to share our observation in the market. Now we haven't had any lessons learned from our unsuccessful experience. Maybe in the future we will, but so far so good. So we have 15 years of history operating in the Chinese market. Also, we have been operating in the shipping finance and operation financing, and also we're working on the COA model and the TC management model. We have been working quite long with the stakeholders in the Chinese market. In a lot of cases, it looks like we are the customers, we are the partners of financing entities, but actually, we are offering solutions to each other. We're helping each other in seizing these market opportunities. Especially now, aside from the financial leasing, operation leasing, we are working with these financial entities to help with them with some consulting on their operation, management consulting. Because we have an SOE background, for SOEs, we are more trustworthy as a partner to these financing entities. Also, in the past 15 years, we have also built a strong international network. We'd like to mobilize our international network to find some high-quality project, high-quality partner to work with. In recent 2 years, in the bulk ship market, we have been working on the vessel of a sand vessel with the capacity of 325,000 tons, and we have found some innovative business models to support this transaction. We are also offering some service management to the finance entities, operation assistance to the financial entities. In the past, we are also providing support to the petroleum companies and trading companies. So in the tanker market, we also have very good partners, and we have been working very smoothly in the past decade. Recently, we are also talking to these large-scale petroleum companies. If they have the new orders for the new builds, we will also offer them some advices in transaction, in operation. Because in China, there's not so much experienced partners about this term financing OCOA model. So for now, Shandong shipping tanker is more like a service provider. We operate in a very light asset model. We used to be the ship owner, so we are working in this light asset model. In the past decades, with our experiences, with our projects, we would be able to make our transition from just a ship owner to the provider of technology to the provider of commercial services. So that's how we see the market and how we adapt to the market change. Thank you very much. Shandong Shipping Company is making the transition from the heavy asset model to the light asset model. But for us, for Seacon, we are doing something reversely. We are making the shift from the light asset model to a heavy asset model. Also recently, we hold 40% of the leasing company. Also, we are working with the container company, and we want to have a wider strategy, a wider market share. And now we're also working with CIMC, and we're working with Chinese shipyards and design institutions. And we hope that we can work together to explore the potential market opportunities. We hope that in the future, the financing company could also be our valued partners. Myself has some background in financial leasing, and now in this capacity of the ship owner, I have more common topic with my colleagues in financial leasing. And now if you look at the market, we will see the asset price is pretty high. So instead of to go through this fierce competition in the market, I think it's better for you to work with your partners, your stakeholders, and to develop some niche market. Not just only working with the ship owners, but also to spot more opportunities in the market, to offer more operation financing, operation financial leasing, and to seize opportunities in this niche market segment. And also, there's a lot of assets. They seems like they don't have very good liquidity, but actually liquidity is just one term, one parameters we need to consider.
But when the market is seeing the risk, the liquidity is going to have the discount to switch to another liquidity. So they're exactly the way to guarantee the value of their assets is actually the exact value of that is. So normally you cannot see big quantity for the trading, but if you have a deep recognition or help the company to recognize some certain value, the futures value for it, you probably could do some projects leading the market. And this is the second point. The third point is roughly the same logic that as a leasing company we have developed so many years. So we can clearly recognize that as the leasing vessel that is actually quite a preferred project by these banks and also leasing company, but we cannot earn a good profit yet. So this situation is gonna like shrink the profit of the leasing company if some leasing company could break through this point. Because so many years we have gone through some of the project, like currently we don't have the leasing contract, but if we're going to make an order because this asset is really good, that is we have get some profit because we need to have the vessel, we're going to have the leasing. So this profit should be quite good. So for the ship owner, we hope to do some project like this, not just the whole space from this ship owner to the leasing company to the bank. Everybody is going to shrink their profit, and majority of the profit is going to be like trader or be taken by the traders. So in another way is that this type of project, like the leasing project, the leasing companies definitely can do this. So that first this leasing, like choosing like Shandong, Ocean, or some leasing companies, they help you to operate their asset. Maybe this is going to be a direction I would like to share this point. Thank you. Thank you very much. We can say that two of you is going to point like Shandong, Ocean, and also for this the intercontinental, not just for this leasing, but also our partners for the development. So, Mr. Zhu and Mr. Mao, we can see is that you represent the different leasing companies in the past few years in this whole market. Is actually the new leasing companies quite well performed in the market. So we can talk about in this heavy competition, we need to find our good identification how we can realize their differential development. So let's invite Mr. Zhou. Okay, thank you for Mr. Guan. So for Yinxing is probably when people get into the public customer spheres, we are actually kind of a new leasing company. We just finished 2 years after registration. So actually, we always identify ourselves as the industrialized leasing company. As the shareholders, we are actually industrialized leasing company. So when we are doing the industries, probably one of our shareholder is shipyard. So the distance for us with the ship owner is quite near, and also the demand from the ship owner, and also the leasing proposals demand, the specific requirement, we can probably move faster and deeper, especially the newly built vessels. That is why for Yixing, we always put ourselves as the industrial financing. At the beginning, when we found we constantly would like to do the industrial. So one way is that we are playing a role of the financing, but also as the ship owner. I do not want to say we are financing ship owner because each in this year, we step by step, you have some exact ship owner. And as Mr. Zhang has mentioned previously, we have did some like short-term leasing company with the top marine companies with some business leasing, we have some expansion. This is first thing. And secondly is that for the monitoring is actually for Hong Kong subsidiary and Singapore subsidiary. Hong Kong, we have set up this at the beginning of this year, and also Singapore at the end of this month, we're gonna register it successfully. And for the ship owner, no matter for their tax or the other trading, when we're negotiating with the agreement, it's going to be more convenient. And this for us is kind of a good element we can provide the service to our ship owner. And thirdly is that because our company is quite new, we just 2 years, so our reaction is quite fast, and also the decision making is quite fast. Normally, we don't have that much infrastructure. We are quite simply several decision making to roughly fine. That's why, competitively speaking, the efficiency is also kinds of advantages for us for the competition. So if we see for the leasing market, especially for the leasing market, the flexibility and high efficiency is actually our advantage. Okay, how about Mr. Mao? Okay, thank you everyone, and thank you for this platform. Thank you for your grant. For the leasing, actually, yes, Mr. Guan, Lawyer Guan has mentioned, I have quite the feeling is that we are actually the newly company in the past few years. We started since 2017, but our company's identification previously initially was reserved for the Zhejiang company, we have served for the middle and smaller ship owner. So roughly it's 60 to 70 different vessels, but we mostly focus on the middle and smaller ship owners in Zhejiang area. And we, as we develop product, we step by step to get into with the majority of these ship owners. They have to continue the cooperation. We get into this market, and as this model, we have several points. Is quite good advantages is that we have served our customers. This is quite flexible. We can probably in the secondary market, we're going to purchase the vessel, and if the customer demands, we're going to directly purchase that, and then we can also do this regular leasing. We actually do this business way quite a lot. We also keep learning, but from the future's development, our company first point is that for our identification is to better serve for our basic customer base, and also in this customer base, we need to step by step expand our product line and also the international business. So currently here, we also would like to promote currently in the internationally, we would like to do some project. I also hope that we're going to have the opportunities to get involved. And also for the leasing environment, this competition is quite heavy. And so let us feel that like Mr. Zhang, we have a deep feeling is that currently the price, because the Chinese leasing environment probably previously from this government projects you cannot do, and the majority do these vessels because we saw that there is going to be a quite good target. But the recent years, this is actually quite tight situation. Our company would always like to keep stable in the marine industry. When we serve for our customers, we actually would like to select a certain vessel to do some investment to work together with the shop owner to help our sales. Because if we only do this price competition, we think that this road later on probably is quite hard for us, and everybody is going to think from our perspective. That is why we also would like to follow together with the ship owner. Whenever we do this high quality financing, we would like to do like short-term leasing. We need to share our profits and also to reduce our risk as well. So this is basically I would like to say. Thank you. Okay, thank you for Mr. Mao, and also thanks for Mr. Zhu's sharing, which can share that the new leasing company, we are facing some challenges, and also we have some ways to face into the situation. And very quickly in November, after 1 month, we're going to get into 2026. So last, I would like to ask, four of you, maybe you can spend a little bit time, if you have to point out something in 2026 for this marine financing, the biggest elements influence of this market. What is going to be the element and why is that? Let's start from Mr. Zhang. Actually, for 2025, we have already experienced like a USTR 301, this waves challenge. For my personal experience, is that China-US, the long-term trend is that we're going to have more heavier competition. So currently, it's just a pause. This is probably just a way. Maybe next year, we're going to facing after a pause, we're going to have some more challenges. I think for the China-US competition trend, it's significant and it's going to be a very big challenge, especially for the Chinese-based leasing companies. So we also would like to say that actually we have to be brave enough to face into all of these challenges. But actually very simple is that if we're going to do this financing leasing, if we're going to recognize some vessel, every year we're going to do several vessels. We can do the investment. So if we're going to do this thing for as a long term, like 10 years or 15 years, we can definitely get into the average price in the market. If you're going to only do 1 to 2 vessels, you don't continue, you're going to trying to find another point to do. I think probably is gonna to be able to get into the highest point. So we hope that we could make it constantly as the long-term business. In that case, it's going to be easier to face into different challenges. I think it's a kind of good strategy, right? Okay, so Mr. Zhang, my opinion is quite similar as Mr. Zhang. I think the like geopolitical is going to have a big influence for us. Yeah, that's it. I think in the future for 2026, the China, US, these two big countries for this marine, especially marine financing, is going to have a deep influence. But I also would like to say that it is difficult, but this is also a challenge. But I think that based on this monitoring, we have the different communication. I believe that for the leasing industry, we're going to have a good way to face into it. Even in this 301 after 1 year, we're going to restart for this transaction structure, for this financing model, for the proposal. We're going to have a proper way to face into these challenges. I think in that case, we can definitely solve that problem. I personally can feel that the geopolitical this is the biggest uncertainty in this industry. I can also feel that the geopolitical force marines has the benefit and also unbenefits, because this is going to have lead into this the shipping cost higher, but this is quite good, but it's going to have different limitations quite a lot. If this finish the geopolitical, I think that the cost of the logistic will also be dropped. This also have this possibility. That's why I think, as everybody is saying that, I think in the future, the geopolitically, that is 2026 going to be a biggest challenge for the whole market. Okay, really appreciate for the panelists' excellent sharing. I believe that Mr. Zhu just mentioned in the geopolitical elements when everybody recognize that through different working through this regulators, and we believe that we're gonna have more ways to face into these challenges and face the problem. Okay, thank you for all of your time.